Hey trainers, Poke Dad here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I've got a really good senior that is going to coach me on how to play a new deck. It's one that he has a lot of experience and knowledge with, and he's going to walk me through it and teach me how to play, and hopefully teach you guys how to play it also. So let me introduce Bart Musser. Did I say the last name correct, Bart?
It's Musser.
Musser. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick introduction. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Bart Musser. I've been on here a couple of times. I've got like another 330 points. Yeah. Since I've been on a couple of times. I play out of Dallas, Texas, and I've only went to one regional this year, so it's pretty cool. I haven't really had time to get off of school and stuff to go out to like multiple regionals or whatever. And yeah.
Sounds pretty Absolutely. Normal. Yep. Sounds like a typical school kid. But let's not dwell on that. So let's dive into the deck, and we're playing. It looks like Hoopa. You had me create Hoopa, so talk me through it. What's going on with this deck? What are we looking to do here?
You nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the 4 Hoopas. So basically, Hoopa has this ability, it's Scoundrel Guard, where you prevent all offensive attacks from EXs and GXs, which against like completely runs through most Zoroark decks, because they usually don't run a backup attacker, and if you do play it right, you can avoid you could usually avoid like the other attackers that can hit into you. And so yeah, it's really hard for them to play against, and they have to change like their whole strategy, and unless they extensively test the matchup, it usually is overlooked. But or like most players usually don't know how to combat it. So Hoop only has one attack, and it's a Super Cyborg, and it's for dark and two colorless, and only does 80. But what's good about this is you can one shot the baby attackers that they're gonna try to hit into you with because they can't attack you with EXs and GXs. For example, it's gonna one shot like a Riolu, one shot a Rockruff, one shot a Zorba, a Whitman Pod, whatever they try to hit into you with. You just kind of can knock it out with Super Cyborg, and it's got 120 hit points. It gets up to 160 with a Fighting Fury belt on it. We play 4 of those in the list, so it's real. We're gonna get the Fighting Fury belts out really consistently. And when you get out of Fighting Fury belt, that means that a stand-in Zoroark with can't one shot you with 4 Pokemon on your bench, and so that's a pretty important thing. And with the extra 10 damage and the reverse belly that we play, which also adds another 10 damage, we can one shot standard Zorks, which can be a popular counter to Hoopa, a popular way to try to offense against the deck. And so yeah, Fighting Fury Belt is really good on this list. So yeah, the Hoopas. So yeah, and I'll move over to the both of the Rangaroos now. We
Hang,
play one of the.
hang on, Bart. Hang on. It seems like this would be good against Buzzwall also. You had mentioned Zoroark, but it seems like it'd be good against the Buzzwall decks that run like Lucario or Lycanroc. What do you think?
So yeah, Buzzwall's a very very good match. It's not hard at all actually. It's very easy to win. They usually don't play that many one. Usually don't play that many things that can attack into you. Usually just like one Mew and one Sudowoodo and maybe one Super Rod to get those back, if any Super Rods. And those cards are really easy just to knock out. If you just knock them out, they basically can't win. You either deck them out or they can attack into you. So Buzzwole is a very easy match. Yeah, Hoopa is really good against Buzzwole. There's not very many ways to win.
So it has a lot of favorables based on kind of how the meta is right now, is what you're saying.
What did you say?
It has really good matchups, it seems, with the way the meta is at this current moment.
Yeah, really good matchups.
Okay.
Against like all the Lucario decks, all the Buzzwole decks, Zoroark variants, Zoroark Lycanroc, whatever.
Absolutely.
I have a question. What do you do when like the Buzzwole deck is running the Lucario and then they run like the baby one that does 40 damage for one energy, or if they're running the Lycanrocs that for they do 120 with one energy and weakness. What do you do against those?
So with decks like Buzzwole and stuff, those are going to be kind of hard to get out since it's just a 2-2 line that they're probably only going to bench one Rockruff or one Riolu per game. So they're really inconsistent to get out. So if they're getting out that one Rockruff or whatever, then you can, if it's just if we're talking about the baby Lycanroc, then what's gonna happen with that is if you can afford to just you can literally if you can afford to two-shot that Lycanroc, then you're in a fine situation because basically in that scenario, you can just afford to two-shot the Lycanroc, and they won't be able to get it out after that. And another thing you can do is most of the things in the deck is fighting weak, but you can also hit into them with Mewtwo, and it probably wouldn't be for too much damage. You can hit into them with Mewtwo, but because it's not fighting weak and it only hits for like 60 damage, and then you can also just target down the Rockruffs and Riolus because they have a low hit point. You can hit it for an early Super Cybolt or whatever. And also something I would like to do against like the things that try to counter Hoopa is with the other Oranguru that does resource management. It also has a really good second attack, which it does for 3 energy. It does 60 in confusion. Which what you can do with that is basically if they're confused, then they're chancing attacking, and if they miss that, then they're just going to be knocked out, and they're missing a turn and missing a beat with their attacking. So there's a lot of things you can do to play around it. It's definitely scary to see, but there's a lot of things you can do to play around it.
Makes sense. So please continue. What I think you were leading into the Oranguru.
So yeah, every card in this deck really has a purpose. That's what I like about it. Oranguru, I really like Oranguru in this deck because the one thing that it does is it kills other Orangurus. So say like a deck's only counter to Hoopa would be an Oranguru. So you can put 3 energy on the Oranguru with like Max Elixir and Double Colorless energy, and you can do Psychic for 120, which will knock out an opposing Oranguru if that's what they choose to hit into you with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Oranguru is good for knocking out other Orangurus. Instruct's also really good when they end you down the low, and because most cards in this deck, if you can see, they're really burnable from hands or they're draw supporters. So you can usually instruct for like upwards of like 2 to 3 cards. So yeah, it really adds a needed consistency boost. And I would never play anything like Zoroark or Octillery because we don't play any Ultra Balls. We only play Nest Balls, and those would just be too hard to get out. But yeah, Psychic is a really good attack for either like two-shotting stuff or like really just doing whatever you need to if you're like loading up energy on something.
Okay.
It's also good in the mirror match to knock out the Hoopas.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can talk about the Tapu Koko now. Oh wait, sorry, I can do the other ringer now.
Okay.
So resource management is really good. So what the main thing that we go for resource management is not decking out. So if you're ever looking at decking out, then you can just resource management to put 3 from your discard in the bottom of your deck. It's also good against any Garbodor variant that plays like Trashlands Garbodor. So what you can do is you can like play all these items to try to disrupt them, or try to set up your board with like Max Elixir and like Nest Ball or whatever. And their Garbodor decks are very slow. Like they have to run really slow, and they try to slow you down your pace with Garbodor. So you can use all these. So you could use all these Max Elixirs and Nest Ball, and just play like a really slow game, and just slowly resource management all your items back in, so Trashlands can't really hit you for anything. And yeah.
Nice.
And Profound Knowledge, I don't know if I talked about this, is very good. Espeon Garb is a hard match, but Profound Knowledge is something that if they try to hit in you with a Tauros, then you can go confuse them. It's really good in that match because Espeons really, they don't like to be confused. Like, it's hard for them to play around confusion with themselves because it's just such a risky thing for them to have to be on. And Tauros is really scary for Quad Hoopa because A, they can hit into you with Garbotoxin online, and B, it's if you can't one-shot it, they're just going to start one-shotting your attackers with the Tauros. So if you put them under a confusion lock, they're put in between this wall of, do I want to attack and risk hitting the confusion flip, or do I want to not attack and miss a turn? So it's really just a thing of decisiveness where they can misplay, and that's kind of the point of confusion, where you just try to outplay them under the confusion law.
Absolutely. Next is the Coco.
Yeah, I can go Tapu Koko. So Tapu Koko is really good. It's mainly just for setting up knockouts, and it's a free retreater. So if you need a Guzma retreat something, and you don't have a float stone on anything or whatever, then you can just retreat. And Fly Flip, as I said, is a really good attack to set up knockouts. Like, say for example, you don't want to go Fighting Fairy Belt, Fighting Fairy Belt with reverse belly to have rely on that to knock out a Zoroark breakthrough, then you can blind flip and then you're automatically one shotting that with a regular super cycle, which is very good, which is really good. Yeah, and it just sets up knockouts. It's good against Espeon Garb, which again, as I said, is a hard match. You can just Coco Spread and it adds up damage and it sets up for a Guzma knock out a Garbodor. And if you parallel city them, then it's hard for them to be able to set up another Garbodor immediately, meaning that's a turn where they can't attack into you. So yeah, that's what 5 Pips may be used for.
Okay, sounds good. Next we have
And Giratina promo. So literally only in there for the Greninja match. Hasn't come in play yet, but if you are to face Greninja, it's an awful match without Giratina promo. It's practically unwinnable. Giratina promo just completely swings the match. There's not much they can do. They can shadow stitching you, but this deck doesn't play any necessary abilities, and then you just like two-shot the Greninja break. So doesn't. If you have Giratina promo, it's practically unwinnable for them.
Nice.
So then we have the one Mewtwo. Some people might say this is only for Buzzwole. That is completely not true. Mewtwo is really good for knocking out the baby Mews that someone might hit into you with, because the baby Mews are weak to Mewtwo. Also, a 170 HP Mewtwo with a Fighting Fairy Belt that can apply consistent pressure on your opponent, saying like if even this Mewtwo can set up for a 2 or 3 shot with 170 HP on a one prize attacker that can't be choice banded into. That's so hard for so many decks to be able to hit into and actually hit for high numbers on. So yeah, it is really just hard for like so many decks to be able to actually deal with like a 170 HP Mewtwo that can just be Acerola it off around it.
Even just the 130.
What'd you say?
Even just the 130, it's really good.
Yeah, sure.
Because you can't even ride it to speeding for a knockout on it. You'd be 10 short.
Yep.
So yeah, where that gives you a point where you can just Acerola. And also, it's good against Vikabulu, because in the Vikabulu match, they really need to conserve their energies, because one of their only attackers in Vikavolt requires 4 energy to attack, which means they have to like set that up, and they have to really conserve their energies, or else they're gonna run out very quickly. And what Mewtwo does is if it has 130 HP, they're either gonna have to 2-shot a 1-prize attacker with it if they're attacking with a Tapu Bulu on this thing, and discard their energy for 180, or just do 120 and be forced to 2-shot it, which is like really, really beneficial for you.
Absolutely. Because that's a deck that wants to be taking 1-shots the entire game. So
yeah, and they're gonna run out of energy really cheap if they're gonna be consistently attacking with the Vikavolt. So yeah.
So tons of value on the Mewtwo.
Mewtwo is very, very good. It's good against Buzzwole. It's good against certain Zoroark decks. It's good against Ho-Oh for lining up knockouts. Ho-Oh's already a pretty easy match, but yeah.
Yeah, you beat one of them at the tournament.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's hop into some of the items here.
So 2 Enhanced Hammer is really, really good in this deck for energy disruption and stuff. Riolus and Rockruffs is something that'll often hit into you, these babies that can hit for a lot of damage with strong energy and whatnot. So it's really important that you have an Enhanced Hammer, readily, like if you have an Enhanced Hammer in the deck, to be able to remove these energies and be able to stop them from hitting into 2-shot numbers with you. I mean, of course, you have like Acerolas or stuff like that with no Lele in the deck. It's hard for you to like really consistently draw into Acerolas. I mean, you do draw into them, but like it's hard to draw into them like exactly when you want them. So 2 Enhanced Hammers allows for you to be able to be able to remove energies and kind of slow them down a step to the point where they won't exactly be able to knock you out efficiently because they'll be slowed down on their energy attachments. And yeah, that's basically the thought process behind Ace Aurora. To try to slow down energy attachments and slow down their way to win against you if they're having trouble with stuff that can actually efficiently knock you out.
Absolutely.
So how come you went with taking out the Glydion for the second enhanced hammer?
There were always instances where I was like, man, I wish I had a second enhanced hammer. And Gladion for my original list was absolutely awful. It literally did nothing for me ever. Like there was no instance where I actually would have wanted to Gladion. Like I think I played Gladion like once throughout the entire tournament, but I could have just played something else. It didn't matter. I was facing like a good match. So
I mean, honestly, with the Gladion, what is the one thing you don't want prized in this deck to
uh,
give that value? What would be the worst prize?
it depends on the matchup, but I would say overall Giratina promo, if it had to happen, if Giratina promo was prized, then that would be definitely a problem. Then I'd say in like consistent matches, like consistent match lineups, I would say that the one reverse rally would probably be the worst prize that you could have. Or the
Okay.
instructor Rangaroo, that could be pretty bad.
Okay, rather than the second enhanced hammer, what about adding a second instruct Orangaroo or a second reverse valley?
I wouldn't want either of those because I definitely never wanted a second Rangaroo. The only reason I listed those cards is they're pretty impactful for the deck setup and the way the deck functions. Um, and they're only one ofs. So I was just saying that could be interested if they're prized. And so yeah, that's the only reason for that decision.
Okay. And next we have Max Elixir.
Okay, so the max elixirs are extremely important. Look up the top 6 card deck, and if you find a basic energy, you attach it to something on your bench. This is really important for the deck because all of your attackers require a lot of energy to attack. Like basically all the attacks cost 3 damage, with the exception of Flying Flip and Psychic on Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Super Cybolt, 3 energy, Profound Knowledge, 3 energy. Psychic, 3 energy. They all cost 3 energy. So that means you can go max elixir, double colorless energy, which allows for like you able to set up attackers in one turn. And the main thing about this deck is like when I read about people who are trying to counter the deck and trying to figure out ways to beat it, they always say that they're gonna try to disrupt them to the point where they can't set up an attacker because it's hard to set up attackers. I disagree with that. I think when I played the deck, I found it very, very easy to set up attackers, and that you can just set up attackers really, really quickly, and just set up your board with a lot of attackers with resource management to get back max elixirs and get back energies to set up more attackers. And so max elixir really, really helps with the deck setup and like kind of how we get a consistent flow of attackers and ways to apply pressure on your opponent, even if your things get knocked out.
Okay. And we have 4 Nest Ball.
So 4 Nest Ball's pretty standard. It's like any normal deck would play 4 Ultra Ball, except there's no reason for us to play Ultra Ball at all because we only play basics in this deck. So the only reason we should play that we were to play Nest or Ultra Ball is to thin down our deck side or thin down our hand sides to instruct, but it's not a really good play. So Nest Ball is basically just an Ultra Ball. No, you don't have to discard anything from your hand, and you have to put it on your bench. And there's no real problem that we could ever have by just putting something straight onto our bench if we wanted to search something out. So yeah, Nest Ball really good in this deck. There's no reason not to play it as a 4-up as any other deck would play 4 Ultra Ball.
Okay. 1 Palpad.
So the 1 Palpad was in there in the late game to get back Ace Rolas and get back Guzman. Get back Ace Rolas, Guzman, Cynthia's, whatever. When you need to find these cards to like finish off your final plan for the game, final plan to finish off the game. And it's also good because this deck's a relatively slower deck where you kind of control the fact that your opponent can't really attack into you because maybe they have a bunch of GXs in their deck that can't really control the fact that are gonna have to take a while to set up an attacker that can actually hit into your Hoopas. So when you have the power pad, you can play a kind of slower card like this, which adds like slowly like rebuilds your deck, and you can kind of play cards that just do that in that deck where you're controlling your opponent's pace because they can't attack into you.
Okay. Next we have one rescue stretcher.
So the one rescue stretcher is because we all play all these one-off attackers that can be important at certain times and in certain matchups, like one Oranguru, one of the other Oranguru, one Tapu Koko, and one Mewtwo. And so we play the Oranguru so we can recycle these and get these back into the deck, and basically just get them back into the deck, get them so we can use them again if we need to. If they get knocked out, we play one rescue stretcher and two super rods so we can always get stuff back in the deck. We can always get these Pokemon back in the deck. We only play 9 Pokemon in the deck, so we're all get stuff back, and we're able to only play 9 because we have rescue stretcher and super rods.
Okay. Next we have a special charge.
So special charge because DC double colorless energy is very important to your setup. You always have to have it. You usually really want to have it, or else you're gonna have to rely on either hitting 2 max elixirs in one turn to get an attacker and an energy attachment, or having to set something up in 2 turns, which is something you don't want to do. So if you're getting like enhanced hammered, or if you're getting enhanced hammered, or your stuff's getting knocked out, then special charge is really needed in order to get these double colorless energies back into the deck. Yes, you have a rain group, but that's setting you back a turn of attachments in order to resource manage to get back the double colorless energies. So yeah, the special charge is just there to get back the double colorless energies to make sure you have them at all times.
Okay. And 2 super rod.
2 super rods is like the rescue stretcher. It's in there to get back the Pokemon, but super rod is more in there to get back your energies. Because as I said, stuff can be consistently knocked out by, say, a deck that can actually deal with Hoopa. So when this happens, you have to get your stuff back, and you have to do it quickly. Super Rod and Rescue Stretchers allows you to get your Pokemon and Special Charge allows you to get your Pokemon and your energies back in the deck so you can apply consistent pressure with all your attackers.
Okay. 1 parallel.
So 1 parallel city is really good to limit your opponent's bench down to 3, or you can limit yours down to 3. You can limit yours down to 3 depending, like, say you're playing against something that is grass, fire, or water that can hit into you, and you want to reduce their damage output. Reduce it to 20. So yeah, that's just basically what I do in that scenario. You just reduce their damage output by 20. And if you're reducing their bench down to 3, it's detrimental to some decks with their setup because, say, a Zoroark deck puts down a Lele and they can only bridge it for 2, because if they have to grab, if they have to use Lele to grab a Bridget, then they can only bridge it for 2 things to put on their bench, which is slowing down their setup. It's also good if you have to play against any Gardevoir variants that can only set up like maybe just a couple of routes, and so that means that they can't really consistently go for these Gallades, even if they play like Super Rods and Rescue Stretchers or whatever, and you can just efficiently knock out the Gallades by 2-shotting it with Mewtwo.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you touched a little bit on the Reverse Valley. Why is it so important?
Reverse Valley is actually really important in this deck because what it does is against Buzzwole, so you're gonna be hitting for 90 damage with a Fighting Fury Bell with the Hoopa. So if you put down a Reverse Valley, you're hitting for 100 damage. And so in that case, when you don't have to 3-shot them with Super Cybolt, in that case you can actually 2-shot them with Super Cybolt because then you're hitting for 100 damage, and even if they get rid of the stadium, then you're hitting for 90, which is gonna 2-shot a Buzzwole because they have 190 health.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically what that's in there for. It's also good for standard Zoroarks, which is something that could be used to counter Hoopas. They have 100 health, so you go Fighting Fury Belt, Reverse Rally hits for 100. Garbodors, which is gonna turn off your Scoundrel Guard. Again, Fighting Fury Belt, Reverse Rally hits for 100, knocks out the Garbodors. So then they have a hard time getting back online, especially like the Buzzwole Garbodor deck, which only plays a 2/2 Garbodor line. If you can if you can, if they only get down one Garbodor, which is really hard for them to set up another Garbodor after one gets knocked out. So if you go Reverse Valley, Fighting Fury, you can Garbodor, and at that point they can't attack into you with their Buzzwoles because they're because you have your Scoundrel Guard back online.
Okay. Next, we have two Ace Rolla.
Two Ace Corollas is because decks so you're gonna see stuff that decks that can't deal with that are gonna rely on desperate measures in order to do it. For example, using Riolu's to jab for 60 damage because it's a weakness. That's gonna two-shot you, which can be kind of threatening in a sense. So when you have the Ace Corollas in the deck, in order to heal off the damage from the jabs, if you can't efficiently knock out the Riolu's, or they have more Riolus on the bench that they can hit into you with. So yeah, that's basically there for whenever they hit into you with a small attack, and they're gonna try to consistently just go. Like say it's a Zor, and they're just consistently gonna go ram to try to knock out your Hoopas. Then you can go just Ace Rolla to take off the damage.
Okay, makes sense. Next, 3 Cynthia.
3 Cynthia, basically straight for consistency. The deck is actually, it doesn't seem like it. Like I would understand at first glance with no Lele's. The deck seems relatively inconsistent, but the deck's actually pretty consistent. It's 3 Cynthia is just in there to help boost your consistency and whatnot. So yeah, 3 Cynthia's in the deck. I like 3 Cynthia's over 3 Ns because usually you'll go up in the prize trade if they can't deal with your Hoopas.
Okay. 4 Guzma.
4 Guzma is a extreme necessity in this deck, especially because you can more efficiently draw into them, but also you can kill early. You can early kill off all these little basics that are gonna try to attack at you. For example, against Vikabulu, you can kill a Mew early. You can kill Grabbers early. You can kill Trebuchets early. You can really just kill these little basics that are gonna either evolve into something that can attack you, or evolve into or just they're just gonna use the basics, and you can really use it to say you Super Cybolt and they retreat to the bench to try to make it so that they can get knocked out. You can just Guzma it out and Super Cybolt again.
And then you have the Coco with the free retreat.
Yeah. So. And we also play 2 Floatstones for that reason.
Okay. So lots of value out of the Guzma. 2 N.
2 Ns is basically just for more consistent. So basically just for more consistency in the deck. Again, you're just using the 2 Ns so you can draw into stuff, have more consistency in the deck. Another Shuffle Jaw supporter that you can use. It can also disrupt your opponent's hand late into the game, so they can't really draw into the stuff that they need to efficiently take more knockouts. So yeah.
Okay. 4 Sycamore.
So 4 Sycamore because this deck wants to set up attackers fast, and it really just wants to burn through your hand and just get rid of that and just set up a new hand where you can draw into more max elixirs, more energies, more nest balls, so to just set up your board, set up your attackers to the point where you're going to be staring down your opponent with a strong board state and a way that they have to find a way to respond to a bunch of Hoopas and a strong board state of a bunch of Hoopas and a bunch of attackers already set out, ready to deal with whatever your opponent tries to set you up with. So if you draw your opening hand and then play it out, play all your attachments or whatever, and Sycamore, and then you can just do that all over again with 7 new cards, and you're able to just aggressively draw through your deck with Instruct and all of that.
Sounds good to me.
Potential 10 cards.
We touched on the 4 Fighting Fury belts, and we touched on the 2 Floatstones, and we have 4 DCE. I'm guessing this is for Hoopa and Coco? Or
Hoopa, Coco,
also Rangaroos and Mewtwo?
Rangaroos, Mewtwo. It's really for everything. It's really, really good in this deck. It's really strong necessity. It's definitely a necessity.
Okay.
In order to efficiently set up attackers.
And then finally, 9 Dark Energy.
Yep, 9's a consistent number. I feel like a lot of these max elixir heavy decks always try to go for 9 energies or more. When you see Buzzrock always play is 9 energies, B10 certain lists play 10. I think 9 is a good number though. 9's definitely I like 9 because you can I mean, there's not that much space in this deck. I mean, it's a pretty tight list. I would want more energies if I had the room for it, just so I could consistently hit off max elixirs. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I hit max elixirs pretty consistently throughout the weekend, and if I didn't, it doesn't usually matter. It doesn't usually matter if I don't hit it because you can set up your attackers relatively quickly.
Okay. One question about the list. Uh, like you just kind of mentioned that you'd like to have more energy. Well, would you not want to cut Palpad because you have resource management to cycle back in 3 different cards? So would this be a spot that you would cut or no?
Resource management is really a desperation move.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I never want a resource management. Or there's times that I want a resource management, but randomly at any point in the game, where if I can Palpad and attack in the same turn when I would want a resource management, then I would rather do that at any point rather than using resource management because I'd rather be applying pressure and moving more towards taking 6 prizes. Because the only point where I'd ever want a resource management is to deck my opponent out. So if I'm gonna use this resource management, I'm either gonna do that because I'm just like falling way behind. I've exhausted all my resources and I desperately need stuff back. Like the only time I would research management if I need like items like max elixirs or not max elixirs or energies or double colorless or whatever I need back. And then I can resource management. But normally I just want to use that so I don't deck out, then I can deck my opponent out.
Okay. Well, I think that about covers it. So let's. What's that? Did you say something, Bart?
Oh no.
Okay.
I was wondering if that's all you want to know about the list.
Yep. And let's dive into a game here, and you're gonna have to walk me through it. You have to hold my hand through it because I am not familiar with this deck. So. So let's jump into the ladder here. See what we can see. Metal Dark Psychic. Could be a Zorak Magnezone deck, huh?
Magnezone, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe a Zorak Magnezone. All right.
Maybe Savelli.
On the flip, we got a mulligan.
Whoa, I thought you didn't know how to
kind
play.
Well, I didn't have a basic.
When you pressed the
I think the match is relatively winnable. I think it's winnable. Are we going first or second?
We're going first. That's our mulligan. What do we want to start with?
I'm gonna say start the Hoopa.
Okay. Do we want to bench a Rangaroo or hold off? We're going first. We're going first, so we don't.
Yeah, bench Rangaroo.
Okay.
You said bench the Rangaroo.
Oh, sorry. Well, we're going first, so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So
now we.
Okay. So bench your Rangaroo. Attach the Dark to the Hoopa.
Okay.
I'm gonna say just Cynthia right off the bat.
All right.
Don't say more. Too many resources in your hand.
Okay.
So bench the Hoopa.
All right.
Put a Fury Belt on the active.
What if they field blower it off?
Right. He's holding your hand.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I agree with you that. Probably just tip in your hand.
What about?
I would say Nest Ball.
Okay, what are we grabbing? You want to look through,
probably,
see what all's prized?
Yeah. So.
It looks like we have our we have all our Pokemon. It looks like.
Yeah.
And 4 max elixirs, risk stretcher, special charge, 1 super odds prized. The reverse.
Super odd in our hand.
Okay, the reverse valley's prized.
Yeah, reverse valley's prized.
Couple Guzmans.
I think there's one.
Do we have one in our hand? No, we have a Guzman in our hand.
Okay, so 1 Guzman's prized.
1 Sycamore.
1 Fury Bell.
And then one float stone.
So is that 4?
And then
That's 5.
And then 1 dart.
There's 6.
1 dart. So there's 6.
Okay, so whoa, the timer. What are we grabbing?
Let's go for. I would go for another Hoopa.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We got down to 5 seconds.
All right.
And I would pass from there.
Okay. Hopefully we
Because if we have
get a
to
draw
next
spot.
turn, our hand's kind of dead. We can go Fury Belt, and I wouldn't mind Palpouting there if we have
Okay.
One more.
to try to draw cards for Instruct.
Okay. So we're about to see what he's got. Might be Metagross or something. I think it's
I was thinking
Zoroark Magnetism.
I'm calling
I definitely
Savali.
think Zoroark Magnetism if he starts Bridget.
Oh, nice call,
Oh,
Savali.
it's still valid Zoroark.
Okay.
Oh, he needs to match.
All right.
I think if this is anything like Jose's list, this match is very easy.
Oh,
That's a
you,
good top deck.
you
Okay, so I'm gonna
Butt
attach
sack so
that to
hard.
the Hoopa, and then definitely Fury Bell. And I want to say he's tough. Obviously, I'm gonna go for the Pal Pack because I don't think you will ever need it this game.
Okay.
So just get back to Cynthia.
You look sack
And
so hard on that.
Go
top deck.
Instruct for 1.
Double
Okay,
Guzman.
Super Cyborg.
What's his attack?
So that in that way,
70.
They both have to two-shot each other.
Okay, he's got that.
And maybe evolve the other one and pull it up 70.
Nope, he didn't have the Savali. Okay, so what do we want to do here?
I would just go for the knockout because I don't. Well, I would bench the Hoopa and go for the knockout.
Okay.
Yeah, just take the knockout.
All right.
Really making a statement of Quad Hoopa right now.
Yep. Quad Hoopa. We got Quad Hoopa in play.
Kind of bricking right now.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna dump.
Something I would want to do is if you get an energy, I would want to load up that Oranguru.
To deal with the type null? To one-shot it?
Since you got 3 energy on it, you're going to be hitting for Psychic for a 1-shot.
Okay. Readjust.
Do we still not need the Pal Pad? Or
Doubt it. See, if you're gonna have to pitch 2 Guzmas, but like I don't know if Guzma's really gonna matter this game because if they're gonna just be hitting you with slashing claw, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's their best game plan. Just slashing claw the whole game.
hash cleaning?
Well, there's another 2 prizes right there.
I mean, so when you put down, I would definitely put that. Once I'm just like thinking ahead, I would definitely put that Fury Belt onto the Oranguru.
Okay.
Because what you can do with that is if they evolve into Silvally to try to kill you with that, their attack, Silvally's attack only does 120 damage. So that means it can't one-shot the Oranguru. And if they want to, they'll have to GX attack. Actually, if you only have 3 things on your bench, they can't even knock it out with the GX attack. So a 160 HP Oranguru is going to be hard for them to knock out.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Another null.
And they might pitch their Oranguru as another discard. Silvally's into the discard. They might.
He's got to be just playing the Dusknoir, right?
That was interesting. I
Dusknoir.
wouldn't have gone for Omnipress there.
Okay, so we don't bench Mewtwo, right?
I don't think you want Mewtwo. So fighting Fury Belt on the Oranguru.
All right.
And then you can afford to stick more.
All right, let's do it.
Borsicle.
Okay.
Energy and a Max Elixir.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for energy on whatchamacallit, Oranguru.
Okay.
And Max Elixir. I put it on Hoopa.
Put it on a Hoopa?
Yeah.
To spread it out? Okay.
Hoopa.
Yeah.
Alright.
So say if they find a way to knock out the Oranguru, they need that backup plan. And Super Cycle.
You forget what a Super Cyborg is?
No, I was looking, why do we only have 30 damage? Did he not do?
He did armor press.
Oh, takes 30 less damage. Okay.
Then how come it didn't take 30 less damage just there?
What? How did he only do 30 damage?
It might be a bug.
Wait, click on the type no.
He did 30.
So
how come it didn't?
So our attack is only supposed to do 60 damage. Oh, okay, that Solgaleo is kind of. The Solgaleo is interesting. So
Is that problematic?
no, not.
Just
Okay.
when it gets 4 energies on it. Why did it do 30?
Okay.
So I would. This is interesting. I would just Cynthia. I'm probably just gonna say let that Hoopa get knocked out unless you can find a floatstone off this.
Double
Yeah,
enhanced
double-
hammer. That helps,
Yeah.
huh?
Isn't that a good thing that one of them isn't a Gladion?
Yes, actually.
Do we hit the one on the bench or do we hold off?
Yeah. Actually, that thing's gonna get knocked out, so I would just say save it.
Okay. Now we have
actually,
DCE. Do we attach and
Okay.
retreat?
I
Or
would
what?
say attach to the Rangaroo and let the Hoopa get knocked out.
How about no?
Okay.
Okay, and that seems. I would just say I'm fine with passing.
Okay.
See, because going down one prize, if you don't have a way to get it out, it doesn't really matter. And if they can't find a way to get rid of this, get this type null to be active, or get an energy on the type null is what I meant.
I would think he would evolve the one without energy.
True.
And then he could put up the one on the bench.
And then you can put up the one on the bench, sure.
Sure.
Interesting. So just gonna try to work that out. Okay, yep.
So he can retreat it, and then he could use Solgaleo. He's got.
Probably 2.
No, he's gonna use.
He's got one.
Off.
He's got one medal in the fire memory.
That was interesting.
Okay.
That's gonna be doing a lot.
All right, so we're putting up a Rangaroo.
Not yet. Only for one shot. Put up the Hoopa.
Okay.
Because, but think about a Rangaroo.
We have Acerola, so we could heal and attach DCE and Fighting Fury Belt.
Let me just think about numbers. So, I don't think there's any need to Acerola yet.
Okay.
I would Cynthia to try to hit more stuff, try to draw a double colorless for the other Hoopa.
Okay.
Because Slashing Claw only does 70.
Parallel, that could hurt him.
Yeah, go ahead and parallel him. Yep.
So I imagine he's gonna dump Lele and the Zor.
Type no.
Wow. Okay.
Called it.
Wow. Nice.
So what that means for us is that he can't respond with a Silvally GX. So that puts us in a good position.
Attach Dark somewhere.
So now we can't go in with Silvally GX. I would say attach to the other Hoopa. Maybe we can go for 3 Dark. No, the one with your energy already on it.
Okay.
Grab my arm.
And Nest Ball.
What do you want to grab? Coco?
I'm gonna go for resource management.
Okay. Alright.
Just in case we have to this game. And we're just gonna super cycle from there.
Another Dark.
Okay.
So we're kind of in the driver's seat, would you say? We're putting a lot of pressure on him because we've got basically 3 attackers powered up. So we're definitely in control of this game.
I'd be interested to see what he mellows for.
Jeez. I don't know where you go from here.
You may go for like Max Elixir Energy, Corona Impact, but I mean,
I think that parallel ended his chance to make a comeback.
I mean, he's done 3 prizes to 5. He's just gonna armor press us. So,
So we could one shot it with the Rangaroo.
Not yet. You can.
Can you?
Oh yeah, you can. Never mind. So.
If you wanted to burn a DC to retreat.
No, he used armor press, means he takes 30 less damage from attacks.
So
attach an energy to the Hoopa. And I would just say end because you want to save your Cynthia to win it down to like 2 to 1.
Okay, so it's in.
And then if you play, you can play a card from your hand to try to instruct.
We got a DC.
Okay. So you can save that for next turn, and then just go for Super Cycle.
Alright.
Is there like a glitch or something with armor?
There has to be, because that should be.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. It didn't remove the 30 damage.
That should be 60.
That's twice now that it's done that.
It's still a 2-shot regardless. So.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
So I mean, it's not like it's completely unfair. We're still having to 2-shot it.
Unless there's like a fighting free belt that he puts on it.
I doubt that deck plays Fighting Fury Belt.
Good point.
Since they have evolved Pokemon.
It's the isn't there something that allows you to change the tool cards, right?
Yeah, there's a metal
Magearna,
Pokemon.
right?
Magearna.
Could that be a threat to the Hoopa if he puts that down?
Well, there's not a fighting. Is there a fighting memory card?
Did Jose play that?
I don't know if he did or not. I've seen a deck like that online before though.
Okay, so honestly, I would go for DC on to the Hoopa.
That's not a Hoopa.
And can I see the discard real quick? I want to see your discard, our discard. So choose Cynthia, definitely just Cynthia. Because we don't want to have that Cynthia out if we get Endelo in the late game.
Okay.
So super, yeah, I would just say just super cycle. You're not running any risk of getting knocked out right now.
All right. Going down to 2 prizes.
That's the third time.
There's the Reverse Valley.
Give him plus 10.
Okay, he's got 4 medals in the discard. If he uses a Radiant Star.
So what that means is we can just two-shot the Solgaleo, and then he's got nothing going for him. And if we two-shot the Solgaleo, and
20, 40,
if we two-shot the
60,
Solgaleo, and he can't do anything to respond, then at that point we can afford to knock out the Technolls.
Or 10 short
How
of
many
please.
energies do you have to discard?
Right. He has 4.
Man, I wish most of
So we
them
can only
would start
attack 4.
format.
Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80.
It's okay.
140, 150. We're 10 short on an Oranguru.
You're in a good position. Ace Arola, just Ace Arola.
Okay. Alright, what do we want to put up?
Either of the Hoopas. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, I would just say either of the Hoopas. Doesn't matter.
Okay, Fighting Fury Belt?
Yeah, Fighting Fury Belt.
Okay. Reverse Valley? Or no?
That gives him plus 2 resistance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. So bench the other Hoopa or no? Or don't leave no.
Don't bench the other Hoopa.
No good.
Because that leaves room to Radiant Star for more if they have to. Super Cycle.
Okay.
So how come you put the Fighting Fury Belt on Hoopa? Does it matter? Because if it doesn't have it, it's still gonna get one shot by
True.
Solgaleo's attack.
We could have saved it. True. I don't think it.
I'm gonna say,
honestly doesn't matter.
well, the main reason I did it for was the extra damage. Oh wait, no, but armor press is turned off. Okay. Wait, but that wouldn't matter. I don't know. Might have been impulsive. I don't think it matters at this point.
I don't either. This guy's in a bad way.
I think he's been.
Threllosaurus Rex is struggling.
Threllosaurus struggling.
Alright, so he can't attack. Once he gets the Valiant retreats and stuff like that. So what do we want to put up here? Hoopa or Rangaroo?
I'm gonna say Hoopa, just so in the later in the game, if he goes in with Type Null, you can one-shot it with the Rangaroo.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there's the victory screen.
So, okay, yeah. So yeah, pretty easy game there.
Absolutely. Let's have another quick look at the deck and come
You
on,
ain't
do
getting
your
out of this
thing.
one.
And well, I mean, it ran smooth. Yeah, we got maybe a little lucky on the top deck of that DCE, but after that, from that point on, I mean, we were clearly in the driver's seat, you know, dictating his every move. So, good stuff, Bart. I definitely like the deck. So, awesome. Hey, what do you think?
I think it's good.
I do too. I think it's solid. I think it's good stuff.
You better get your Lucarios, get your Lycanrocks, because the Hoopa's coming for you and your family.
The Hoopa. All right, well, Bart, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for teaching me how to play this deck, and I look forward to the next time. So, thanks for coming on with us, and everyone else, please like, subscribe, and be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.
Bye.